7 November 2024 কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছ আমি আৰম্ভণিতে ডিছকাছ কৰিলোঁ আছাম চেণ্ট্ৰিক কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছখিনি প্ৰথমটো হ'ল আৰ্বান ফ্লাড মেনেজমেণ্ট প্ৰগ্ৰাম আছাম টু মুভ মিনিষ্ট্ৰী অফ হোম এফেয়াৰ্ছ ফৰ এপ্ৰুভেল অফ আৰ্বান ফ্লাড মেনেজমেণ্ট প্ৰগ্ৰাম so this year and also in the previous years there have been major urban flood and flash flood problem in Assam আৰু তাৰে solution কাৰণে the Assam government has accorded approval for the proposal of urban flood risk management program under the National Disaster Mitigation Fund for submission before the Ministry of Home Affairs আৰু the project has been prepared by the CMDA and Department of Housing and Urban Affairs with a cost of 200 crores. আৰু আমাৰ urban floodৰ suggested solution কি হ'ব পাৰে এটা হ'ল nature based solutions আমাৰ UN biodiversity তাৰ পৰা তেওঁলোকে recommendation কৰিছিলে 50 points program already previously recommend কৰিছিলে গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে as a solution wetland interlinking artificial ponds program so that আমি কিছুমান আৰ্টিফিচিয়েল পন্ডছ ক্ৰিয়েট কৰিব পাৰোঁ য'ত আমাৰ এক্সট্ৰা ৱাটাৰখিনি আমি ষ্ট'ৰ কৰিব পাৰোঁ এফৰেষ্টেশ্যন ইনিচিয়েটিভ এটচেট্ৰা দিছ ইজ দ্য ভালনাৰেবিলিটি এছেছমেণ্ট ফৰ ফ্লাড অফ গুৱাহাটী চিটি আৰু যদি আমি চাওঁ ষ্টেটিষ্টিকেল ৰিপ্ৰেজেণ্টেটিভ অফ দ্য ফ্লাড হেজাৰ্ড জ'ন অফ গুৱাহাটী 73% অফ দ্য ৰিজন ইজ লিষ্ট এফেক্টেড 1% ইজ ভেৰি হাই 8% ইজ হাই 11% মিডিয়াম এণ্ড লোৱেষ্ট 7%. Okay. Now, the drainage system of Guwahati depends heavily on existing natural drains, but the conditions of these channels are not very convincing as they are constantly covered with garbage, waste material and sewage. The city doesn't have planned drainage system. The existing drainage system of the city consists of Bhorlu Basin, 100 square kilometer catchment area, 𝐓𝐴𝐽𝐿, Deepor Bill, 𝐵𝐴𝐿 Basin and Forsor Basin. ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে এক্সিষ্টিং নেচাৰেল ড্ৰেইন চেনেলছ আৰ ভৰলু বাহিনী ৰিভাৰ ছিষ্টেম মৰা ভৰলু ৰিভাৰ বশিষ্ঠ লক্ষ্মীজান বন্দাজান খনজান আৰু কালমণি চ' ইণ্টাৰভিউৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় আৰু প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণে সমানে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় দ্য নেক্সট টপিক ইজ দ্য ইম্পেক্ট অফ 30:1 ষ্টুডেণ্ট টিচাৰ ৰেচিঅ' চ' একৰ্ডিং টু দ্য ৰাইট টু এডুকেশ্যন এক্ট 2009 দ্য ৰিকুইজিট পিপল টিচাৰ ৰেচিঅ' ইন লোৱাৰ প্ৰাইমাৰী স্কুল ইজ 30:1. In such category schools where maximum student enrollment is 60, the number of teachers should be 2. If the enrollment is between 61 and 90, there should be 3 teachers. For 91 to 120, there should be 4. But for 120 to 200, the number of students should be 5. So, ekhini hol amar RT 2009. There is only one teacher, each in nearly 3,000 government elementary schools of Assam. While in more than 12,000 elementary schools, the pupil teacher ratio of 30:1 and 35:1 has not been achieved yet. And ekhini janaisile in the Assam Legislative Assembly. And the minister also said that if the student number is beyond 150, there should be one headmaster apart from 5 teachers. Now, government effort ki ase. Since 2022, the school education Assam has granted transfers of many teachers. Okay, via the 𝐓𝐶 portal. The transfer has been done in strict compliance with the Teacher Transfer Act. So that PTR or pupil teacher ratio can be maintained. Recently, the School Education Department issued order regarding the teacher transfers, which said that based on the district-wise pupil teacher ratio position of the state as per UDCA plus 2020-24 and as per 𝐓𝐶 portal, inter-district transfer should be done. So, our 30:1 ratio should be maintained as per the act. And ki karone hoy for holistic knowledge important. Amar karone bahut beshi important. And what are the challenges if the ratio is not maintained? For students, limited individual attention by the teachers, reduced participation, increased stress and anxiety, difficulty forming relationships, or wider achievement gap. Whereas for teachers, there are challenges such as burnout and stress, difficulty maintaining orders, limited time for feedbacks, restricted teaching methods, etc. And overall impact, it lowered the educational quality. Weakened sense of community or long-term consequences can be seen in the later periods. So, আমাৰ যিখন RT Act আছে সেই এক্টখনৰ মতে যিটো আমাৰ মিনিমাম আমাৰ ৰেচিঅ' দিয়া আছে there should be one teacher for 30 people it should be maintained. Now acting on people's biodiversity register, it is already asked in this year APSC means. কি হয়? It serves as a comprehensive record of various aspects of biodiversity, including the conservation of habitats, preservation of land resources, domesticated stocks and breeds of animals, microorganisms, and the accumulation of knowledge related to the area's biological diversity. আমাৰ যিখন এক্ট আছে Biological Diversity Act mandates development of people's biodiversity register at the local level. So block levelত block officeবোৰত etc. maintain কৰা যায় to document as well as safeguard the bioresources. As per the Act, biodiversity management committees are created for promoting conservation, sustainable use and documentation of biological biodiversity. আৰু biodiversity management committees has been constituted by local bodies in the states, union territories and are entrusted with preparation of the people's biodiversity register, which plays a crucial role in conservation, sustainable resource utilization, protection of traditional knowledge, etc. Significance, it helps local bodies in preparing various projects. So, কিহৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট বিকজ আমাৰ যিখিনি ট্ৰেডিশ্যনেল নলেজ আছে যদি আমি ৰেকৰ্ড কৰি নাথাওঁ এইটো আমাৰ হেৰাই যাব চ' ডেট এটা হ'ল বেনিফিটছ CBD আণ্ডাৰ UN CBD কনজাৰ্ভেশ্যন অফ বায়'লজিকেল ডাইভাৰ্চিটি যিটো আমাৰ আৰ্থ সামিটৰ পৰা আহিছিল 1992 দেয়াৰ আৰ অলছ' চাৰ্টেন মেণ্ডেটছ আৰু ইট হেল্পছ এটা হ'ল এৱেৰনেছ ক্ৰিয়েশ্যন দেন ৰেকৰ্ডিং দ্য ট্ৰেডিশ্যনেল নলেজ এটচেট্ৰা তো এই বছৰ পিপলছ বায়'ডাইভাৰ্চিটি ৰেজিষ্টাৰ আৰু ট্ৰেডিশ্যনেল নলেজ দুইটাৰ ওপৰতে মেইনছত কুৱেশ্যন আহি গৈছে নেক্সট ওৱান ইজ আছামছ পাৱাৰ ইছ্যু তো ৰিচেণ্টলি আছাম ইলেক্ট্ৰিচিটি কমিশ্যন issued an order in connection with the agreement signed by Assam Power Generation Corporation Limited to procure gas from Assam Gas Company on fallback basis to meet shortfall. Our Lakwa Thermal Power Station is a gas-based power plant in the Soraida district. Our capacity kiman 97.2 megawatt. Now power scenario. Our peak demand is around 2860 megawatt, but Ohome produce kore only around install capacity is around 310 megawatt or our production hoy 270 megawatt. That means আমি অকল 90% আমাৰ shortfall আছে আমি অকল 10% produce কৰি আছো right so হেকাৰণে peak hours ৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ কি হয় there is power crisis okay হেতু কাৰণে গভৰ্নমেন্টে এতিয়া নতুনকে এটা হ'ল solar second হ'ল small hydro ইয়াতে trust to দিছে to meet the power demand আৰু কিয় important for industry for the development of the manufacturing sector, etc., the power is very important. Next is soil protection policy. During a hearing of PIL filed by Delhi-based Bachpan Bachao Andolan, senior government advocate appeared for the state and said that the state soil protection policy as well as juvenile justice rules are likely to be settled by this year end. Okay. Now, what is Mission Vachalaya? It's an umbrella scheme for soil protection services in the country. Implemented as a centrally sponsored scheme in partnership with the state government with fund sharing pattern of 60:40. Okay. Now, juvenile justice. So, Ekonol 2015, it aims to provide framework related to children who are in conflict with law and for children who are in need of care and protection. A Ekone aims at fulfilling the obligations and commitments made by Government of India as signatory of the UN Convention of the Rights of Child and other related international conventions 182 or 132 already আমাৰ UPSC পিনিছত খুদিছিলে okay তাৰ juvenile কোন হয় এখন একটা মতে any child who is below the age of 18 no child below age 7 years can be convicted under any law okay juvenile justice board each state government shall constitute one or more juvenile justice board for exercising power and discharge functions related to children under the act composition at a metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate of first class. Child welfare committee, the state government shall constitute one or more child welfare committee in every district by gazette notification. Our government say by this year end there will be child protection policy and juvenile justice rule for the state of Assam. Global NCI. Ki hoy Global Nature Conservation Index. So, India has been ranked as one of the 5 worst performer countries in the recently released Fast Global Nature Conservation Index. India was ranked 176th among 180 in terms of commitment to nature conservation. The tiny European country of Luxembourg was ranked the top with top. In contrast, Pacific Island country Kiribati was ranked the bottom. Who prepares? Goldman Sonnenfeld School of Sustainability and Climate Change, Ben Gurion University of Negev, Israel, and non-profit website biodb.com have jointly prepared it. Okay, the index shows how countries are protecting their environment and natural resources. The countries are ranked based on 4 pillars: land management, threats to biodiversity, capacity of governance, and future trends. The pillars were assessed using 25 performance indicators. Our data for the index has been from the World Bank and IUCN. Status of India. India, with a combined score of 45.5 out of 100, was ranked 176 of 180 countries. Okay. Next is PM Vidyalaxmi Spring. কি হয়? Central initiative aimed at supporting meritorious students financially, ensuring that economic constraints do not hinder access to higher education. The scheme is rooted in the NEP 2020, underscores the policy's emphasis on making financial aid available to deserving students. Under the scheme, any student admitted to a recognized quality higher education institutions will be eligible for collateral-free, guarantor-free loan from banks and financial institutions. It applies to institutions ranked within the top 100 of the National Institution Ranking Framework (NIRF) across various categories, including state governments HCIs in 101 to 200 range. Okay. So prelims is very important. Digital payment solution. Interest subvention will be disbursed as e-vouchers and settled bank digital currency wallets. Very important. A line to our prelims is very important. PM Vidyalaxmi complements existing schemes like central sector interest subsidy and credit guarantee fund scheme for education. Our credit guarantee loans up to 7.5 lakhs will have 70% credit guarantee from Government of India. Interest subvention up to 8 lakhs. Family income 3% interest subvention on loans up to 10 lakhs. Priority for students from government institutions. For students with annual family income up to 4.5 lakhs, full interest subvention during the moratorium period of loans up to 10 lakhs under this. Okay. PM Vidyalaxmi, our prelims is very important. Next one is Trumponomics. It represents a distinct approach on to economic policy that emphasizes protectionism, substantial tax cuts, aggressive trade policy, and deregulation. These principles, championed by former US President Donald Trump, were aimed at reshaping the US economy to prioritize domestic production and employment. Trump's economic vision includes ambitious measures like imposing 20% tariff on all imports and over 200% duties on foreign cars. Also proposes reducing corporate tax rates and curbing immigration, etc. If implemented, these policies could reverberate across the global economy. Economic risk of Trump's policy: higher tariffs and trade wars combined with rising deficits and potential shifts in institutional trust. In the 2022 freeze of Russian assets drove global central banks to favor physical gold over financial derivatives. Trump's supposed tax cuts and protectionist measures might stimulate short-term economic growth but heighten inflation. The shift could impact global monetary policies. Our weaker US dollar as seen during Trump's first term and fiscal deficit pressures may add to the inflationary risks. As we saw, Indo-Pacific stance. China is a common rival. Our India a cornerstone of Trump's foreign policy was to view China as a strategic competitor and threat. Okay, which helped it align with India's security concern. Defense and security cooperation. During the 2020 Galwan Valley standoff, the US extended intelligence sharing. Immigration and workforce policies, restriction on H-1B visa and skilled migration, bilateral defense and security relations. Yare under India's defense procurement from US increased under the Trump, reaching 18 billion annually. Yar bahire negative Trump's immigration shift and economic proposal impact on Indian students in IT sector. Yar pra ho pare curb on both legal and illegal immigration, which could add inflationary measure. Elon Musk's possible role. Musk's potential induction to the new administration could influence India's policies. New Delhi's earlier proposal to lower import duties for Tesla fell short for Musk's expectation, but with his strengthened influence, India may face added pressure. Economic Fed policy and China's stimulus package. Two key events are expected. First, to hold Federal Reserve's November 6 to 7 policy meeting. Second, China's standing committee is likely to approve a substantial economic stimulus package for its land purchases, bank recapitalization, etc. Analysts warn that high US tariffs on Chinese goods could reduce China's growth by over 2 percentage points. So Trumponomics definitely there tate amar multilateral kisna impact thakibo all over the world. Aru Trump 2.0 for India. The trade negotiations and free trade agreements. Trump is likely to pick up negotiations for an India-US free trade agreement. Focus on tariffs. In the recent election, Trump was vocal about reducing the trade tariffs. This could lead to pressure on India to lower its tariffs. US military and technology access. India is likely to benefit from the increased access. Energy deals and trade. Trump could encourage India to increase purchase of US oil, liquefied natural gas, etc. Challenges, I already discussed H1B policy, immigration, India's tech sector, technology transfer, impact, it could impact India's aspiration to become global hub for high-tech industries, etc. Okay. Now, science tech under RNA editing. RNA editing is promising to go where DNA editing cannot. RNA editing modifies specific sequences within the RNA after it has been transcribed from DNA, but there is before it is translated into proteins. Yet, a common approach that use of adenosine deadenosine enzymes acting on RNA, ADARs বুলি কোৱা হয়. These enzymes alter specific adenosine molecules in the RNA to inosine, which is then read by cell's machinery as guanosine, correcting errors and restoring the RNA's original function. Scientists pair ADAR with guide RNA, gRNA to achieve specifically directing the enzyme to the exact location of the error within mRNA. How does RNA editing compare to DNA editing? Permanence. DNA editing introduces permanent changes to the genome, which can pose long-term risks if error occurs. RNA, however, affects only the RNA and thus allows the temporary changes. Immune response. DNA editing techniques such as CRISPR-Cas9 rely on bacterial protein to cut DNA, which can trigger immune response, whereas RNA editing uses error enzymes. Prelims karone bahut important, obviously UPSC karone bahut important. Delivering the RNA editing complex into cells typically uses lipid nanoparticles, a method proven successful with mRNA vaccines. Challenges. A key issue is the ADAR enzymes, as they may affect unintended sites of the mRNA. So RNA editing bahut beshi important hoy amar next year UPSC karone. Proba 3 in that launch ESS Proba 3 mission, our world's first precision formation flying mission to form a 144-meter long solar coronagraph, which will create an artificial eclipse. Components, robotic concept of 2 small satellites, a coronagraph spacecraft, and solar disk-shaped occulter spacecraft. Okay. To use kora hobo ISRO's PSLV-XL. Next is government notifies Tuna Cluster in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So Fishery Department notified development of Tuna Cluster in Andaman and Nicobar under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Our tuna fish ki hoy? Group of saltwater fish known for streamlined bodies, powerful swimming ability, and wide distribution in tropical and temperate oceans. Highly valued in global fish markets. Okay. Significance, generate economics of scales. Okay. Environment Protection Rules. Environment Protection Rule 2024. Ministry of Environment introduced the rules for conducting inquiries and imposing penalties on polluters after Supreme Court's pollution order. Ki hoy? Complaints against violators on environmental regulations can be initiated by key bodies such as CPCB, SPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board, Pollution Control Committee, etc. In cases of jurisdictional issues, educating officers may transfer a case to appropriate authority. So, prelims are mainly important. Next is very, very important, anti-terror conference. Terrorism now borderless and invisible. Needs cutting edge. Amit Shah at anti-terror conference. So, 2 days anti-terror conference. Arjot, Home Ministry announced a national counter-terrorism policy. Okay. So, organized crime and terror funding. About organized crime, it refers to criminal enterprises that are systematically structured to engage in illegal activities for profit. These criminal groups often operate with high level of coordination, secrecy, and persistence using violence and corruption. In India, organized crime includes activities such as drug trafficking, arms smuggling, human trafficking, extortion, illegal mining, etc. There is a symbiosis between organized crime and terrorism. Organized crime has a symbiotic relationship with the terrorist groups. This collaboration allows both entities to thrive. Terrorist organizations, such as those active in the region, often rely on financial support provided by organized criminal gangs. Okay. Role of organized crime in terror funding. Organized crime and terror are entirely linked. Illegal activities, legal sources, money laundering, okay, which has ripple effect for increased terrorism. Case study, Northeast India. In the northeastern states of India, particularly Manipur, Nagaland, Assam, insurgent groups have been long-standing ties with organized crime. For example, Alpha NSCN has been known to engage in extortion from businesses, smuggling of arms, drugs, etc., which have helped them finance their operation and sustain insurgency involvement. So, anti-terror conference, your outcome, our prelims mains, which are important. So, new orchid species in Arunachal. Okay. Our name to hold Gastodia lohitensis. Prelims are kind of important. Next, Mount Fuji gets its trademark snow cap amongst longest lane 130 years. Our Telugu origin Usa Silukur is said to become second lady of US. So prelims are kind of important. So this is all about 7th November current affairs.